Daddy Gamer Diaries, where we play all the games every day. Okay, uno, dos, tres. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Diego, coming at you straight from the capital city. Today on Daddy Gamer Diaries, we got a little bit of a different episode. Today is going to be an overview of the combat system in 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. It is quite possibly one of my favorite games of the year. However, it definitely gets its strength from the story, not the combat. And I've even seen people say, I'm not really sure how many fights in this. So I just wanted to give a quick overview, maybe provide some pointers, and just let you know, like, what the heck is going on? So you don't get any of these screens.
Megami, no!
I'm so sorry, Megami. No, I'm sorry. I won't cover everything about combat in this video. Some things I think the game does good, and some things are kind of self-explanatory. But I will cover some of the more obscure and maybe nuanced things that I think will help you. Before I ever played 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim, I assumed it was an RTS game. Because look, it looks like this. But in reality, 13 Sentinels is a classic turn-based game. You start, of course, with picking which level you want to take on. You could replay these levels as often as you want, gunning for that S rank, or just grinding. As expected, there are 13 characters that you can include in your party, up to 6 in one battle. Sometimes you get a bonus if you only have 4. There's 4 different classes of Sentinels. Generation 1, tough close combat brawler. Generation 3, long distance, mobile. Generation 2, all around. And 4, well, I'll leave that as a surprise.
Okay, got it.
The game is going to try and scare you about something called brain overload. Being able to use the Sentinels takes a real drain on every person's mental energy. And you can only be in so many fights before you have to take a timeout. There's an easy way around this. You replay a prior level, and then that person who has to have the timeout from brain overload gets to step right back in. Before you jump into battle, make sure you press X over the character that you want to play with, and check out his skills. You can improve their skills. As you level up, you can unlock more skills. You need to purchase these level ups and skill abilities through the meta chips that you gain by completing levels. As you see right here, sometimes when you level up a skill high enough, it unlocks an even more powerful skill. And don't forget, after you've unlocked the skill, like I do with Ryoko right here, you have to equip it. Once you've selected your pilots, go over to deploy. Check out the information on the battle and also what conditions you need for an extra bonus. You get thrown right into a little bit of a cutscene dialogue. This is not fluff. A lot of times, you're going to get important information about the weaponry or skills and their best use. For example, they're going to let you know that EMPs not only can stop aerial units, they also disable shields. Shields are one of the most annoying things that you'll encounter in battle. So anytime that you see a shielded opponent, do not forget to use an EMP. Otherwise, your attacks are going to be completely wasted. Win-loss. Lose, don't let anyone die. Don't let the terminal be destroyed. The terminal's that light blue center that all your pilots are around. At the beginning, you do nothing. Just wait. It's hard. You will want to freak out. Everybody's coming at you. I promise you. Just wait. Your team will take its turn when it's ready. Once it is your turn, everything stops. Take your time. Scan the map. Find out where all of the enemies are that you can see now. Identify if they're ground, air-based. Not all of your attacks can hit both ground and air. So you need to know also these red circles indicate where enemies will be dropping in. Get a look of the area. Figure out your surroundings. Here we have Hijiyama. He's a first generation pilot. His Sentinel, his basic attack, moves on the ground. He has to move on the streets, so you see he can't just walk over buildings. Now, you notice that the perimeter of the battlefield has this blue wall. You cannot go outside of it in movement. You can, however, knock your enemies outside of it as part of the attack. Now this is Yuki-chan. She's probably my favorite person in the whole game. She flies a 4th generation unit. I'll tell you, they're awesome. They fly. They have great attack. Look at this.
Stay calm. Remember.
And here we have Renyuko too. If you look, he's gonna fire a flare torpedo. His Sentinel is located where his little photo icon is. So the flare torpedo has some range. It also acts as the equivalent of a burn attack in your standard JRPGs. It overheats enemies over time, even if the initial attack isn't that great. Here we have Kaito Miura. He's going to use an anti-air bombardment. And this is going to show you how you can tell whether or not your attack is going to be effective. See all the little circles on those enemies? That targets them. See how there's no circles on these? It also tells you no target available. That weapon is pointless there. Let's go back here and fire.
Did I get it? Enemies.
Nenji Ogata's a real badass. The guy's like a bruiser, tough thug, should have been in Greece. He's trying to use a demolisher move, but as you saw there, not very many circles. Okay, too many flight units here. Gotta figure out something else to do. I got anti-air defense flares. These act as like a barrier. It's a shield. We'll slow down, not take them out, but we get to live another day. My boy Hijiyama is gonna show us an EMP. Alright, the EMP stops a unit. So once it's stopped, we can probably not worry about this. That means Kisaragi is going to be able to use her long missile attacks, not on those units, because they're not an immediate threat, but on this other group of units that she's going to be able to hit with extra power. Oh. Ryoko Shinanomi, little tiny thing, of course, has a badass Sentinel with great weaponry. But in this attack, she's actually going to set up a sentry gun. After we realize our other options weren't that great, the sentry gun will fire automatically for a couple more turns. Oh, it's a good one.
Need help.
Now back to Hijiyama. Remember, he's a 1st generation Sentinel pilot. His base attack has to go on the streets. Movement is a little difficult. Now we're gonna stop it right here because there's a lot to take in just this screen. Obviously, you see the green indicator of where his attack is gonna go. That's the range of his attack. Also, notice where he is. He's right by the sentry gun that Ryoko Shinanomi just placed. So, that sentry gun is gonna take out the closest available enemy. If we can take out these targets that are right there, the sentry gun is going to aim at something else, namely the unit that is preparing an attack. You know that there's a enemy unit preparing an attack because it's inside of a red circle. That red circle is going to be the area that attack will cover, and you will know that an attack is ready when the yellow circle that is inside of it fills up to the same size of the red circle. So, Hijiyama is going to move. He's going to make sure that both of those enemies are going to be hit by his attack, and boom, take him out. Now notice here, the sentry attacks that enemy that was in the red circle, and you could see that in the process of Hijiyama moving over, the yellow circle was starting to expand inside of it. That enemy unit was about to hit us hard. We needed the sentry gun to focus its attack there instead of these other ones. So Miura is going to attack now. And he likes to be up close too. And because we know that the sentry gun is going to take out of that enemy attacking within that red circle, he's going to be safe to stay in there. So we'll put him right up to these guys and let him sock them.
Now. A hit. What can I do? Signatures from above.
Now, Jiro Kurabe, he's going to be looking at attacking this area. And he sees all these little hunters. They're going to be easily taken out by this attack. But those bigger units down there, not so much. Hey, we have a jammer. Guess what? That's actually probably the only attack that reduces your opponent's defensive ability. The game calls it durability. Here we have Kisaragi. She is a great long-range attacker. Amazing long-range ability. That's such a cool animation right there. So we see all of these long-range attack options, and let's go ahead and do it. Oh man, she was actually being targeted to get attacked. So it turns out attacking this area also keeps her safe. She is very, very susceptible to attack. You need to keep her away from danger. If you don't do a good job of protecting and placing your units well, they're going to get hurt. Eventually, you're going to receive this type of dialogue where a friend comrade is going to tell your unit, you have to stop. Your next choice is going to be to repair them. But don't worry, after they've been repaired and you move them away somewhere safe, you'll get to summon them back and see a cool little, yeah. Now with the meta chips that you earn, you not only get to increase the potency or the availability of skills, you can also increase the stats of your pilots, in addition to the stat boost that they simply get from leveling up. Nenji Ogata, he's already a beast in terms of defense. Look at that. But I'm going to beef up some of his offense and experience capabilities. Oh no, our terminal's under attack. Miura, what can you do? Our basic attack, 122 times 13, that's the power. This anti-air bombardment, 155 times 12. Excellent, we'll use that. Yeah, it uses up the EP, but it's worth it. Now watch, in the middle of Miura executing this attack, you see Hijiyama going up and down the streets. That's called the tackle move. It doesn't happen right away, but you line up his attack and he will go up and down streets, knocking into enemies every single time, hitting them hard. Remember when I told you that Ryoko Shinanomi has awesome attacks? The bad thing about that is you're going to use them, and they drain EP a lot. As you can see, she didn't have very many choices left because there wasn't enough EP. What do? You have to skip this turn in defense mode. You will have higher defense stats, and you will charge up your EP for the next round. I recommend you upgrade all your skills to +4. It will be quite the investment of meta chips, but it's worth it. They hit so much harder once they get to +4. One of the cool things about the turn-based nature of the game is you get to take your time and enjoy the neat little effects. Just like the story had amazing animations, I think it's so cool that the buildings pop up as you move the cursor pilot across the areas. I especially love that there's a baseball stadium in one of these zones. Now Ryoko gets a cyber attack missile skill, but it's not one that she gets from leveling up. It's one that she gets when you've leveled up a different skill to +4. I told you guys, it's worth it. This cyber attack skill is my favorite in the game. It basically turns them all on each other. And here we go. Finishing off the last enemies of this map, you win the battle in this round. And that really is the name of the game. I hope that this video has helped you learn some basics in the combat of 13 Sentinels Aegis room, enough so that you can comfortably play the game and get to enjoy the rich story. I love this game. I hope you guys do too.
Try not to get a game over.
Activate Sentinel.
Sentinel number 13. Activate.